Today I'm going to teach you the key to success when it comes to horses. There are 4 simple rules to follow when it comes to horses and knowing them and understanding them and being a good rider. We're going to go through the 4 rules as we watch my girls ride. They're doing a horsemanship pattern today, and if you notice, we're not in the arena, and that's part of this today. It's really important to ride in different areas on different levels. You don't always want to be in a flat surface like an arena, but let's get into the 4 rules. Bottom line is that horses move away from pressure, and they learn from the release of pressure. Just about anything can be a pressure, but when it comes to riding, pressure from your leg, as you can see, Vivian is pushing with her right leg, releasing it. She got pressure on her with the right leg, and as soon as she gets a little response from June, she's going to release that pressure. What's in it for the horse? The release. And when you're training horses, you should make sure that you teach them about pressure and the release of pressure so that they are amenable. Hey, Tess. There's my daughter Tess and my big boy Boone. Horses are amenable to learning. And once they get a little release from it, some sort of a reward, if you will, they're all in. Other types of pressure can be fly spray, a spray bottle. Your body language coming at them like you're very confident, that's considered a pressure. There are a lot of things that are considered pressure, but literally if you just remember while you're around them on the ground, grooming them, walking them, leading them, the halter on their head, on their pole, their nose, all of that, those are pressures. So make sure you release them. Don't pull them and hold that pressure. You always want to use applied and released pressure. And it's really important to ride different horses. In our lesson program, we always have the students on different horses. We may keep a certain student on a certain horse for 4, 6, 8 weeks at a time so that they can build some confidence and get the skills down and get the preparation down to be on other horses. It's like riding in different cars, except these vehicles have brains. They're different sizes. They feel different when they ride. I also wanted to point out while we're talking about the 4 rules, the other obstacle pasture that I have in the back of my property. And I will show you later how far away from the arena we are today. We're riding on different level ground here because it's better for the rider. And a rider pointed out to me, wow, I feel like I'm really up high today, Miss Mo. Well, that's because you're going down a slight decline. And it does feel different when you're riding out on a trail ride as opposed to a super flat surface like an arena. An arena is a great place to build confidence, but we have the obstacle pasture so they can learn safe trail riding, how to go up and down hills. We've got rock walls in there. We've got logs in there. We've got all kinds of things. Boss and Fleur and Jax have this lesson off, but 2 of them will be riding in the next lesson. I'm going through the barn so you guys can see just how far away from the arena we are. There's Jax finishing up his first meal, just in case there's any left. And the arena is way up there. And there's Poppy. Okay, so there's Mr. Bingley. We're going to turn back around and talk about rule number 2. Horses are prey animals, and you need to remember that horses do not think like predators. They don't. There's got to be a hierarchy. There's got to be order in the herd. Horses in a herd can actually sync up their heart rates with one another. So that way, if one of the horses gets an elevated heart rate, they think maybe there's a predator or a threat present, and they all look. And they can be grazing and do this. They're absolutely fascinating creatures. They're masters of reading body language. And when I say that, I mean they're always reading our body language. We're creatures of habit. They know that. They get super used to our tones, our habits, the order that we do them in, and they can predict us as well. So remember that. We're not just watching them. They're always watching us, and they can read us like a book. Rule number 3 is know the herd. Watch them, observe them. Know who's the alpha in the herd. Know the hierarchy. This applies to your safety. If you know which horse is the boss horse, you know the horse is the second horse, third horse. You know which horses get along great. You know which horses don't. When you're on the ground next to them, that is your safety. You can kind of predict if a horse that walks up that doesn't really get along with the horse you're next to, there might be a little fight, and you don't want to be in the middle of that fight, so know the herd. Okay? And rule number 4 is don't try and force a horse to do anything. Instead, do your best to gain their trust and respect. I don't mean baby a horse, never ever baby a horse. Ask them to do something, like if you're walking them with a halter, Tell them to walk. If they don't walk, put some pressure on. If they don't walk, put more pressure on. When they walk, take the pressure off your hand with the halter. Make sure you follow through. If you don't follow through, even with teeny little tasks like picking up a horse's foot to pick it, and they put it down before you allow them to put it down, that horse is in charge. This is what I mean. Gain their respect, and then you will have their trust. And the rule is, make sure no matter what you ask a horse to do, that you always, always, always follow through. Don't give up, and don't pause for too long. There's about a 5-second rule for that horse's memory, and you want to make sure you follow through. Let me know if you have any questions.